Hey guys, Thomas Joseph here, and for today's Kitchen Conundrum, we're answering one of your questions. You've been asking a lot about bread and how to get that crisp exterior crust. It's much easier than you think. It is actually minimal effort, but the one thing you do need is a little bit of time. So today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious no-knead bread. It has a chewy interior texture and a great crunchy crust on the outside. Most people these days are buying bread in the supermarket and it kind of looks like this. It's soft. It doesn't have that wonderful crunchy crust. And today I'm gonna show you how to do it. I have in this bowl here 3 cups of bread flour. Now, bread flour is important here as opposed to all-purpose flour because bread flour has a higher amount of protein in it. So bread flour can go anywhere from 11 to 13% protein, and that's what you need to create the wonderful chewy structure that you get in a bread like this. So 3 cups of that. I need 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt here. To this, add 3/4 of a teaspoon of active dry yeast. And now today I'm making an olive and cheese bread. I'm using 1 3/4 cups of sliced green olives, and they're sliced about 1/4 of an inch thick here. Just sprinkle that right in to your flour mixture. And 8 ounces of Gruyere cheese. This is an Alpine cheese. It has a really pungent, wonderful flavor. Now you could change up the cheese here, or you could even omit it. Change it up with whatever ingredients you like. This is a basic formula and method, and you can really expand on it and play around with this method. So just stir these things together. Add 1.5 cups of cool water. Now, when I say cool, that means between 55 degrees and 65 degrees because this is a slow rise. So the cooler the water temperature, the less of an effect it will have on the yeast, which is what we're looking for, a slow fermentation. So I'm just gonna mix this together. It's gonna create a very sticky dough. So this looks good to me. Now, if your dough seems a little dry, you can always add a tablespoon of water at a time until it's nice and tacky. And I can show you, you should have some dough still stuck on your fingertips, and that's how you know that this is ready. Cover with plastic wrap, and you're gonna let this rest at room temperature until it doubles in bulk, and it will create lots of spongy bubbles, and that's gonna take 12 to 18 hours. So this is a great recipe to make the night before you need it. So now we're gonna let it rest for 12 to 18 hours. Here's a batch of dough that I've made last night, and you can see it's doubled in size, and it's spongy and very, very wet. And this is exactly what you're looking for. And you can smell fermentation has taken place. It has this yeasty smell, and you know that this is going to have a great structure to it in the end. So now you need a liberally dusted work surface and just scoop out the dough. And I give a little bit of dusting on top as well. And really all you need to do here is tuck the edges. So you're going to take your bench scraper, you're gonna pull up and push down into the middle. You're gonna repeat on the other side here. You're basically folding the dough like a little parcel, and then you're gonna repeat with the 2 other edges. So folding into the center, folding into the center here. I have a sheet tray lined with parchment and dusted with flour, and gently, but quickly, otherwise the dough is gonna fall all over the place, get underneath the dough and flip it right on top. Now, give this a good dusting of flour as well. On top of this, I'm gonna use a little bit of wax paper and 2 towels, and this really helps to keep a nice warm environment. And this sits out on the countertop for 1.5 to 2 hours until it's doubled in bulk. And when you press on the dough doesn't bounce back. It keeps or holds the impression. Now, if it does bounce back, you just need to let it rise for about 15 more minutes and it should be good. So here we go, 2 hours. Now for the fun part, the baking. Now to simulate a bakery oven, we are using an enamel cast iron pot because this really does retain the heat. So I had my oven preheating to 475 degrees with the rack in the lower third with this pot in the oven. So this is very, very, very hot, and this is what's gonna give us that wonderful crust that I've been talking about. So remove the towels, gently remove the wax paper. So now here's the tricky part. Lift the parchment up and invert this into the bottom of your hot pot. And now you're just going to peel the parchment up, place the lid on the pot, and now this goes into the oven for about 25 minutes. Then you're gonna remove the cover and bake for an extra 15 to 30 minutes until it's nice, dark, golden brown in color. It's gonna be great. So the bread is hot out of the oven. It's been about 30 minutes after taking the lid off. And now a very important step here. If you want that crisp crust that we've been talking about, you need to take it out of the pot at this time now. It should pop out easily. Oh, there we go. And now this has to cool completely. And you want to cool it on a wire rack so that there's no steam and the bottom doesn't become soggy. So cool it completely before serving. And I'm going to show you what this looks like when it is cool. All right, guys, our bread is completely cool. I'm so excited to try this. Now, any combination of add-ins that you like, you can play around with this bread. If it's walnuts, if it's Kalamata olives, if you wanted to add some raisins, that would be great. And this bread is literally no fuss at all to make, and yet the outcome is so delicious. Give it a try. Let us know what you think right in the comment section below. And if you have any kitchen conundrums, let me know. And always, guys, click subscribe. Enjoy.